welcome to Spotlight on Wawarsing. Today is Thursday, October 11, 2018, and I'm your host, Alana Logan. Today's topic is horseplay, and I'm here with Corey Nichols, equine experiential facilitator.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. I'm here to tell you a little bit about what Hudson Valley Horseplay is and what we do, and I have a slideshow to share. It's more visual work than anything else, so we'll use that today, I hope.
Okay, so we have some questions. What is horseplay exactly?
So horseplay involves on-the-ground activities with horses, and those can be observations or interactions with horses. And in lieu of riding horses, we're trying to support social and emotional skills and also professional development by structuring these activities so that people can learn more about their behaviors and how their behaviors are received. So it's kind of like teaching people skills, but with horses.
Good.
Yeah.
Is there riding involved?
There is no riding involved. I've been a riding trainer my entire life. I've always worked with horses, trained horses, taught people how to ride horses. And what happened was I realized that when I was teaching people how to ride horses, they needed to understand that the horses had different needs in order for a rider to solicit their cooperation. So I found it much more engaging and much more powerful for individuals to perform these activities on the ground where the horses really can just be themselves instead of being sort of vehicles of operation. So in this model, there is no riding.
Okay. Why did you start horseplay?
I started horseplay when I realized as a horse trainer that they come in such a wide variety of personality types and with different moods that if we can't listen really deeply to a horse's requests, either for more pressure or less pressure, for example, then we're really missing a lot of the point of trying to form a relationship with the animal. So I got more specific with this line of work because I thought that it would be a teaching vehicle for kids particularly, and now for a lot of people.
What age did you start to really have interest in this whole business?
I started riding when I was 6 years old, and that's a really, 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 really long time ago, and I've been working with horses every day since.
Wow.
So at this point, I can safely say that I can literally look at a horse and I can pretty much know what it's about to do based on what I know it's thinking. And many horse people will tell you that over time that you sort of develop that sense.
Who is this for?
This can be for a whole bunch of people, children, youths, adolescents, adults, families, teens, etc. If it's cool, I'll play some of these slides and that might explain a little bit more.
Okay. And how do you get more information on horseplay?
It would be available at hudsonvalleyhorseplay.com. The program is based in Kerhonkson, which is nearby. So yeah, if I can show you some images. Yeah? Okay, cool. So we talk a lot about horses as social creatures, just like people. So for example, I might ask a guest or a client or a participant, who's in your herd? Let's say you're a horse. You probably have a herd, right? So we can ask people questions like, who's in your social grouping? Who do you want to hang out with?
Right.
That tells us a lot about what you want to do next. That's us right there. We call it equine experiential learning because we're learning by experience and by guided interactions. This is my office.
Outside.
Yeah. This is we have 9 horses on the property. They all come in completely different personalities, like I said. So they all give us a chance to experiment together.
And do you connect with each horse individually?
Yes, that's a great question. Yeah, it requires each horse, something will work differently for each horse, so not one approach works for everybody.
Yes.
Yeah. A picture like this, we might ask somebody, like, which horse are you? Some of what we do involves really studying body language and other nonverbal communications, so that's really important. And we can talk about how people use that. We work with a lot of young kids, helping prepare them for school. We study relationship skills, so we'll observe horses and how they get along with each other. Creative problem solving, which is a huge pivotal point for success in school and life. Mm-hmm. Support systems amongst peers. Personal growth efforts for individuals and professionals. Parenting skills. We teach a lot of parents about setting boundaries for their kids, for example. These are different. This slide is like chasing through the system. Activities. That was an activities game. Again, nonverbal communications. We identify what horses do. Couples come to us a lot to try to figure out how to work well together. We ask participants to really assess their experiences. Deep listening to a horse is very relaxing, so we can teach mindfulness. These are all about levels of pressure. I don't know how to slow this thing down. This was a group of high school students that I loved working with. We train teachers, so we're working on credentialing hours for teachers and other professionals. These gals set up an obstacle course to resemble their office job, which was really complicated. Mm-hmm. This girl is trying to find a common interest with a new friend, part of a relationship skill group. Sometimes people are just breeding horses at liberty in the field. This group is putting too much pressure on this horse. It's a very sensitive horse who later jumped out of the building. That was a summer camp I did, and we had to work together. This was really interesting. If I could stop this one, I'll try. No, I can't. Can I? For any parents out there, try to go back. This group of adults came to us because they had a child that was difficult to discipline, let's just put it that way, an adolescent. So their task was to try to keep the pony, represented their adolescent, and they were supposed to try to keep the pony off grass. And they had to think of everything they could to assert themselves in a healthy way with this individual, we'll call it. Not physical contact, not threat, but authority. And the metaphor there was, how can we set limits for our adolescent and encourage the right behaviors?
Do you get like a lot of teenagers, like 15, 16-year-olds? Like, yeah, a lot of them. Yeah,
those are tough years, and a lot of kids come to us or are referred to us just to find different ways to work out, whatever transition they're going through and how that's affecting them. Yeah. Let's see if I've got a couple more. So that was the keep off the grass. This was a group of kids coming from a leadership group. We had a lot of fun with them. This took place at a school. We asked kids to pick an egg and balance that on a spoon. Most of the kids were pretty stressed out even at the middle school level, so that worked for them. And horses are just normal and goofy, so there's a lot of humor involved. That was a program that we did with very little kids. So it's really only limited to our imaginations in terms of what activities we can come up with to explore different topics.
And would you recommend any specific activity to any teen or parent looking for something for their teen?
That's a great idea. Yes, I would. It would really depend on what the specific goal were. But something that works often really well is communication and clarity in communication. Mm-hmm. That seems to be a common thread. for families, and also varying the amounts of pressure that one puts on the horse or not, and the way that the behavior of the horse or the individual would change given a little more freedom at times.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know if you recognize this face. She might be before your time, but her name is J.C. Dugard, and she was a victim of some horrible crimes back in the day, and equine-assisted psychotherapy, which is another form of our work, is what really helped her recover from deep trauma she suffered. So we also do offer equine-assisted psychotherapy as well. She started a foundation called the J.C. Dugard Foundation. This is a group of counselors who came for a team building activity.
Close up.
Yeah. There's no horse experience required. Like we said, there is no riding. People don't have to get any closer to a horse than they want to. Some of the observations can take place from the fence line. But we do encourage people to get out of their comfort zone and try things that they haven't before. And that brings a certain amount of confidence that we find that our clients can then take out into the world. And so if they can get a 1,000-pound horse to move without touching it in a non-confrontational way, then they end up finding in their lifetimes that they can use those skills also.
Right.
Yeah.
What else do we have up here?
Oh my God, I have like 100 slides. I got a lot.
We've been doing this for a while. There's a lot of
We've been busy.
different personalities that you've interacted with.
Yes.
And a lot of different horses that you've interacted with.
Yes.
Like throughout your years.
Yes.
Do you have, like, would you say a favorite horse or like a favorite personality, like a type of horse you like?
Right. Those are good questions. Which horse we select for which activity depends on it really depends on how much of a challenge we think our guests can tolerate or would benefit from. So it's pretty carefully considered which horse to use on which days. I like using the horses like these little ones who are actually really pushy and don't act like little dogs. They're really just kind of tough guy horses deep down inside. I like the ones that are a little challenging. The only prerequisite for a horse in our program is that they are not aggressive biters or kickers. And after that, they're out of our control. They're going to respond in a way that reflects how they're being treated. So they're all my favorite.
Is there anything else you would really like to add?
I don't think so. We see clients March through December. We welcome anybody to get in touch with us. We offer farm visits every day by appointment. So if somebody wants to explore this line of work, they can give us a call, make a date, come for a little meet and greet, and then take it from there. So HudsonValleyHorseplay.com. It's in Kerhonkson, and lots of information on the website.
So that's Hudson Valley Horseplay. It's located in Kerhonkson, New York. And for more information, like she said, you could go to HudsonValleyHorseplay.com. You can email her at Corey@HudsonValleyHorseplay.com or call her at 616-3608. And thank you for joining us on this episode of Spotlight on Wawarsing. See you next time.
Thank you.